Alright everyone, Babylon here. We're back here with episode 17, Mission Influx. Now this mission here, you go into the Arctic and you gotta build some barracks, put some stuff down. I wasn't exactly sure what to bring. I brought some stuff with me, but of course, my luck, it wasn't the right stuff. But it was able to be used to make the stuff we needed. Uh, it takes a little bit of time, uh, a little bit longer than usual, dealing with the weather and all that stuff. I don't know what it is when I go into these other zones. It seems like the weather hits right off the bat, or every time I start a mission, it's going to hit. You can see my terrible shooting. Luckily, I had the wolves with me. Now, I thought I took a decoration bench because I thought it would be like that other one where we had to use the decoration bench to make that stuff, but this wasn't nothing like that. And to be honest with you, it wasn't really all that bad. It just been better if you already had the stuff, and it made it a whole lot easier. But we're gonna get into it there and get after it and see how it happens here. Now I was gonna show starting the mission, but I started recording and then the lawnmower man showed up, so I had to stop the recording and then I just went ahead and started it over. But then I forgot to push record when I first selected the mission. So, but yeah, he was making quite a bit of noise with that weed eater up against the house, but it's all good. The lawn's mowed and looks better anyway. But yeah, it's going good here on this one here. It wasn't so bad. I had a couple of close calls. Of course, dealing with those damn polar bears. And we did lose a wolf this time. Yeah, yeah. He tried to take on a big scorpion after jumping off a cliff. So it didn't quite work out for him. But I still have the 7 originals. That's the important thing. But yeah, it was sad. And I'd already had pieces made. Now I didn't build anything fancy or nothing. I just put down a square building deal and put stuff in it to call it good. But I've already had the pieces for the building. It was the igloo stuff made out of ice, but it worked. It got us through. But I don't know how thick the snow's got to get on top of the roof before a roof on a flat roof before the roof caves in. I don't know. It's that in sand too. I know sand will cause damage on a roof if it gets too thick. But we'll be testing that out next weekend anyway, or next week anyway. But yeah, the Arctic to me is probably the hardest. I can handle the heat way easier than I can handle the cold. I just gonna have to get me a good set of armor that can handle the winter areas and stuff. Ooh, iron deep ore. Mm. Yeah, here in a minute you'll see a polar bear and a couple of big scorpions. That's something else. Not like the scorpions in the desert. Those little bitty things. There's some big ones. Platinum. But yeah. Hopefully here before long we'll have everything going good. And you can see there those 2 scorpions down there at the bottom down there. Of course, my wolves. I think a couple of them already jumped down there and started fighting them instead of waiting on everybody else. Glory hounds, they got to show off. I think we'll have to start making armor-piercing rounds, taking on these polar bears and stuff. But the shotgun explosives does pretty good on the scorpions, though. I think I'm kind of getting impatient with the sticks there. I don't know if I'll run two at one time or not. And another scorpion. Yeah, I didn't mean to jump off like that. I thought I was going to be able to grab it up higher than that. On it taking a little bit of damage. Yeah, and I really don't know. Can you find fiber in the
This is the place.
Arctic zone anywhere?
Time to build.
'Cause I don't think I've ever seen fiber, and I had to wind up having to have fiber. So I had to wind up going all the way out back to the forest area to get fiber and some sticks. And then when I got back, it dawned on me. I don't know why I picked the sticks up for. I could have made sticks out of the wood, but that was the whole purpose of putting all that down. That igloo looks pretty cool, but unfortunately, it's only got 1,000 hit points on it, so it wouldn't last very much if something attacks you, or a strong enough storm to destroy it pretty fast. But it's pretty cool how you can see the light coming through it. Trying to get everybody to come inside, but they're all ganging up out there. I remember I was looking for that stuff in my inventory, and yeah, I started getting mad at myself. I said, "Man, I thought maybe I left that all back at the base." I was like, damn it! Now I thought starting a fire and it would have done damage to the igloo stuff, but it didn't, and it held up pretty good. I thought with that heat it should start melting it. I mean, after all, it is ice, right? Now I didn't tear this stuff down when I was done either. I just left it here. I thought that'd be pretty slick to have if it survives. Have it there to camp out if I have to during a storm or something when I come through there to do something. But had to find me some caves and stuff around there. I gotta remember to bring my ramps. That way, when I go, a lot of the caves in this area got a pitfall where you fall into and can't get back out. So it's kind of rough. But I did need to go into them and get me some mushrooms though. And I think only the pitfall ones had the mushrooms in it. So I was in a cave during this and didn't get to see any mushrooms. But we did get a little extra exotics out of it. But and I did get that jackhammer. Boy, does it make getting stone easy. In fact, I used it in this here to open the cave up, so y'all can be able to see how fast that works. But I mean, it just makes gathering stone so much easier. Now, using it on the nodes, it doesn't give you more ore. It just makes it go faster. So I wouldn't use it on regular nodes. I would use it to gather stone, those big boulders and stuff. But there's no sense in using it on the small nodes unless they can come up with attachments for it to where you can turn around and get more out of it. You know what I mean? So therefore, it doesn't really have any bonus to it other than how fast it can gather stone. I've never used a chainsaw yet. I think I'm gonna try to use it and see how that works against trees and stuff. If it collects them just as fast, or just immediately just cuts the tree down and goes straight, the whole thing goes to your inventory, or what. But so we'll be testing that out too. Yeah, that almost cost me there. Not bringing the woods with me. I'll go back and get them after that, just to be on the safe side. We wind up with a lot of epoxy too, which I thought was pretty cool. Man, that took a lot to get that thing to go down. But I wish it actually put an actual scope so you can actually see if you're aiming at the head or not. But it is what it is, man. I'll let it slide. here and I realized I kept that stupid radar for some reason. Good thing we don't actually need it for anything. So we was able to toss it, and that it was a quest item anyway. We had the ability to actually make the radars, so it didn't hurt nothing to put it down on the ground and walk away from it. Yeah, at this point, I didn't realize just how far away the cave was actually how far the cave was. You know, it just then when I finally found it, this time I was a little smarter about my wolves and had to try to find my horse. Didn't realize my horse got stuck behind a wall along with a wolf. Now watch how fast this drill goes. This jackhammer. No, it was kind of boring watching me pick those up, but I left those set before like that and couldn't get in the cave after I made the hole, so it's better off just go ahead and picking them up and putting them away. You can use them for something else later on. Yeah, I could have sworn that shotgun was killing those bees, but I didn't realize it was doing a good job on the beehive though. I thought it was doing some damage to them, but it wasn't. Don't worry, old George come in to save the day. These bees are so aggravating. I mean, it's all fast and everything with these notes, but at the end of the day, it's just, you know, the wear and tear on it goes real fast. And the only copper node is in there. It's just enough to do a full mission. I tell you, that should get things going fast. There. Here, yeah. Almost left. Forgot that I had to whistle to get the woods to follow. And we'll head back. Start making things to get done. Oh. I had to go back and check that out. I forgot I dropped that there. But yeah, we get this stuff going. We gotta get the furnace built and put down and get the iron smelting going. And it'll just take a little bit of time. And of course, you know, they're gonna land in the fire. Like that wasn't bad enough. There he goes. He catches on fire. That's something else we need to do too. We need to start getting ready to start planting crops and stuff again, so that way we can make some better foods, especially for health and stuff. You know, I've done died once already, but I don't want to keep dying. But then again, the way I died too, no matter probably wouldn't matter how much life I have there. When you forget to bring ammo and stuff like that, and if you look down at my ammo count too, again, it's getting down there pretty low. I didn't grab any bullets before I left. Yeah, this here where I built the wrong oxidizer. Yeah, the one they want you to build is the one you built, the very first one you can build that has that little bladder on top of it. But at the same time, I needed this one anyway. I had needed to fill up my oxygen tank. I think I'd be more prepared when I go out like that. But that's when I realized it was the wrong one. And this is also where I forgot I can turn wood into sticks, but I went out looking for sticks anyway. Pause it. Yeah, so before here long, I'll probably swap my deep drawer or deep drilling mines up for the oil rig ones. They hold a whole lot more, and they uh, get or gather resources way faster than the regular ones do. Where which will help us out, especially with the silica. Where we're at right now, the silica is right there with us. So, but I won't change all of them that way. It all depends on what happens in the desert biome when we build my base up there, or the actual base that we'll be especially designing, I guess you want to say. Yeah. And like I said, I don't know if you can get fiber in the Arctic or not, but at least I haven't seen any. Found the woods and the sticks, but like I said, when it came down to it, though, I just went and made a trip back over to the forest and got the sticks and everything, fiber that we needed to finish up. So. Hmm. And there I accidentally hit the explosions don't work very hard, very well with me. I don't know why is that color, that snow in that one spot is so much different from the rest of the snow. I wonder if that's where the super cool ice is at. Find some silica to make the mortar. See that light coming through that's pretty cool. I don't know why I keep mounting on to him. Turn around, go get his F. I'm so used to just pressing F and being done with it. See, I don't know. I don't understand why I think like that. I was already in there. I should already have put that in there to cook. Mm. I guess you're all lining up for meals. See, at this point, almost everything I need to make needed fiber. But didn't even have the stuff to make a door, which I thought was weird because I thought I brought a door with me, but apparently I didn't. That's a lot of bone powder. Mm. Mm. Yeah, that's what I realize. This right here is where had to get ready to go and get some fibers and stuff. I almost like crap when I couldn't figure out why it didn't register on the quest that I had that built, but it definitely was a shock for myself there. I didn't even think about that very first one that you can make. But if these guys are going to be living in the Arctic, they need something a little bit better than that. And I think after seeing how much I needed for the beds and stuff, that's when I decided to just go ahead and go back to the forest, which I just got back from it. I didn't think y'all wanted to watch me ride all the way back through the snow and everything, and gather that stuff up and then ride all the way back. Oxygen tank was almost completely out. So I guess it was a good idea, good thing that I built the wrong one to begin with. Yeah, and don't have the fur to make all of them. But luckily, there's mammoths around. Mm. Here we're just gonna go find ourselves another mammoth and kill it, so we can get all the stuff that we need. But this scorpion hide understand yourself. Hmm. Yeah, I think this is gonna be just about it for the video. I'll come over tearing up another polar bear. But yeah, if you want, just leave a like, a share, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do there. And I hope you enjoyed it. But I wish that I can get my streaming thing straightened out. That's for certain. Maybe start streaming to get to do some better stuff or something. I find it so hard to just sit here and talk, about what's actually going on. But we'll get down here and make that final bed, and that'll bring it into the quest, or to the mission, excuse me. But Yeah, that'll be the last thing that needs to be done.
Time to wind up. You done everything they asked.
All right, man.
You know
Listen, I'm gonna
who's
cut it
got
here. Y'all decided
ambitions.
to have a good time.
So you'll be looking
Appreciated it,
real good to them right
and
now.
y'all have a good one. Peace out.